Welcome to Phrasal Verb Practice. This is the place to learn real English, one phrasal verb at a time. My name is Marissa, and I'll walk you through this learning journey. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. Today, we're diving into the phrasal verb find out. So, let's talk about what find out really means. Basically, we use find out when we discover or learn information we didn't know before. Usually, there's some kind of effort involved. Maybe we ask questions. Maybe we check something. Maybe we investigate a bit. For example, I need to find out what time the meeting starts. She found out the truth yesterday. We're trying to find out who sent the email. So the key idea with find out is simple. You go from not knowing something to knowing it. Now, just to give you a quick sense of how people understand find out in other languages. In Spanish, it's like descubrir, averiguar, or darse cuenta. In French, people usually say découvrir or apprendre. In Portuguese, it's descobrir. In Italian, scoprire. In German, herausfinden. In Japanese, it's mitsukedas or chiru. And in Chinese, faxian or chaming. So, when do we normally use find out? People use find out when they want to discover information. They use it when they ask questions or look for answers. They use it when something surprises them. And they also use find out when they realize the truth about a situation. Let's look at a few examples to make this clear. I finally found out the answer. Did you find out why she was late? We need to find out what went wrong. He found out about the change this morning. You'll find out soon enough. Now let's talk about how find out works grammatically. Find out is an inseparable phrasal verb. That means the verb and the particle always stay together. You can't put the object in the middle. So we say, find out the truth. Find out the reason. Find out what happened. And we don't say, find the truth out. Typical structure, find out plus noun. Find out plus WH clause, what, why, how, who, if. When it comes to pronouns, they also stay after the full phrasal verb. We don't say, find out it. We say things like, find out what it means. Now let's practice. First, you're going to listen to a text about everyday life. Then you'll hear another text in a professional or office setting. Are you ready? Let's start. On Saturday morning, I woke up with a question already on my mind. I had a message from a friend the night before, and it sounded a little strange. While making breakfast, I kept wondering what she really meant. So I decided I would find out later when I talked to her. After breakfast, I checked my phone again and saw another message. That made me even more curious. I didn't want to guess or overthink it, so I told myself I'd find out the truth by just asking her directly. Sometimes that's the easiest way. Later in the day, my family and I were planning a small trip. No one was sure about the weather, and everyone had a different opinion. I opened a weather app to find out if it was going to rain. Then my brother asked what time the store closed, so I helped him find out by looking it up online. In the afternoon, I finally called my friend. As soon as she answered, I realized there was nothing to worry about. I quickly found out that the message was about a surprise she was planning, not a problem. I laughed at myself for stressing so much before I had the chance to find out the real reason. That evening, I was cooking dinner when I noticed the oven wasn't working properly. I didn't know what was wrong, so I tried a few things to find out if it was just a simple issue. After checking the settings and the plug, I finally found out it was just set to the wrong mode. By the end of the day, I thought about how often I try to guess instead of taking a moment to find out the facts. Every time I actually find out what's going on, things feel clearer and a lot calmer. Great, that was the first text. How many times did you hear the phrasal verb of the day? Now, let's move on to the second text. The week started with a short team meeting. Our manager mentioned a client issue that came up late Friday, and no one had all the details yet. She asked a few of us to find out what actually happened before the afternoon call. I made a note and sent a couple of messages right after the meeting. Back at my desk, I checked my inbox. There were a few emails related to the project, but nothing clear. I decided to talk to a coworker who had worked closely with the client. I asked a few questions and tried to find out where the confusion started. He wasn't completely sure, but he pointed me in the right direction. I spent the next hour reviewing documents and notes from last week. Little by little, I started to find out what caused the delay. It wasn't a big mistake, just a miscommunication between teams. Still, we needed to be sure. I reached out to another department to find out if they had changed any timelines. Before lunch, I finally found out the full story. I sent a short update to the team so everyone knew what was going on. It felt good to find out the facts instead of guessing. In the afternoon, we had a follow-up call with the client. During the call, someone asked a question none of us expected. For a moment, there was silence. Our manager calmly said she would find out and get back to them. After the call, she asked me to help her find out the answer before the end of the day. I checked one last system and then confirmed the details. That's when I found out the answer was actually simple. I shared it with my manager, and she replied to the client right away. By the time I shut down my computer, I realized how much of my day was about trying to find out information. At work, things move faster and feel smoother when you take the time to find out what's really going on. Great, that was the second text, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for following this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.